me, the journey of motherhood is really and truly best when it's shared. And I really just want to thank you all for agreeing to come on board here and to share our hearts tonight. So I find that motherhood is one thing, and then social media has taken it to a completely different level where a lot of us pretend. And we pretend that it's perfect. It's, you know, I get my kids in bed at 8 o'clock every night and they wake up at 6 o'clock and everybody's chirpy and they eat their breakfast and they go to school and life is just perfect. And that's absolute and total crap, because it doesn't happen that way. This for me is an extension of what I value very much, and for Norma and Karen, who provide me with every morning we have a conference, and it just happened. It wasn't planned, but every morning we end up talking about things. And that means so much to me, because that's an opportunity for me to vent the things that are happening, the things that ultimately make or break me in my journey in becoming a good mother. People want to hear that they're not alone in the mistakes that they're making or in the struggles that they're having, not just mistakes, but struggles. And each of us here represents a different type of mother. This is really an opportunity for us to speak very openly. These children who we have at home, and I know Marcia and Thelma have been through it, they're gonna leave. They leave, and then when they go, what happens? We sit down and we have the proverbial empty nest, but we still have to continue our lives. And I think I want us all as women, the 8 of us, to help other mothers to realize that we cannot put 100% into these beautiful children that we have, and then when they're gone, we have absolutely nothing. So for this Mother's Day, this is a chance for us to really focus on us.
I think motherhood was transformative for me. I think before that I was fairly self-absorbed, and it was my first experience of that kind of love and vulnerability. And I often caution young mothers against the vulnerability. I said, unless you want to know risk, you want to intimately know what you can't protect, what you can't control, then don't do this.
Wow. You're dropping some
You're
bombs,
profound.
girl.
Yes.
Girl, you dropping
You're
some
like
bombs.
profound.
Yeah. Love that.
It's rough. I've landed in Brazil with nowhere to stay. Throw yourself into the universe. Say, okay, I'm gonna take a bus to Ipanema and I'm gonna throw myself at the mercy of the universe. And you expect the universe to deliver. But when you have a child, the fragility that you feel, when you pick her up from school and her face looks sad and you said, what happened, Bobby? She says, nothing, Mom.
You know it's something.
And you get goosebumps and you feel it in a muscle that you did not know existed. Until she had that look on her face. He said, I'll never do this again.
That's why you have one child.
Exactly. I don't try to be perfect.
I love that.
I make mistakes. I say, I'm so sorry I did that. I said, I overreacted completely. And she said, yeah, you did, Mom. I said, I'm so sorry about that. And she said, I forgave you already.
And you will learn to forget the bad parts. You know, if you've done something and you feel as if you've done something wrong, you will learn to forget the bad parts. You will. But you are correct about the fragility and the fact that you are trying to control a situation that you really have no control over. And I thought I did because I'm a control freak.
I love that coming from you.
I'm a control freak.
I love that coming from
Yes.
you.
I thought that if I put a little bit of that and a little bit of that and I do that and I pick her up then and thing, I will get. And I honestly believed that until she was maybe 21, when I realized that I was blessed with an amazing human being, and a lot of it had nothing to do with me.
Sometimes they still hold on to it. Because my daughter, sometimes she threw bad things at me for years back. Especially spanking her. Never. You never forget it.
But you have to be kind when it comes to that, because I dropped some licks. Because that's the way I knew how.
Yes,
That's the way I was raised,
brought up, yeah.
and that's the way I
Yeah.
knew how to deal with
Yeah,
it.
only give
So
what
I
we
think
have.
maybe what we get
can't
when
give
we
what you
were
don't
younger,
have.
we throw it back at
Exactly,
our
because you
kids.
never got a manual when you had this child.
Right,
If you
right.
get a phone, you get a manual.
Right.
You never get a manual when you get a human being.
Yes, true.
And so you really have to parent based on your own experiences and also the experiences of others.
Too, how they
Right, how they raised you.
I became a single parent when my daughter was 8 years old. I got divorced and everything, and I knew that what kept her, and I think if there's a legacy that I've left for her, I've left the legacy of the village. She has the various aunties that she can call on, and that village came out of the divorce. It's not like I formed it. It just happened that these were people who supported me throughout this time, and she was able to talk to them. I think the roles have reversed it so, because today I was talking to her. It starts with her father. He allows her to counsel him. But then, I'm so stubborn and I am a different personality. But now she wants to counsel me, even about boyfriends and relationships and spirituality and everything. But I don't know, from the day Shoshana was born, I can't remember a single day that I've woken up and not thought about her. If somebody hurts her, I literally feel like I could go and fight them. I'm serious.
Yeah.
But I'm a decent mother. I'm a decent human being, so I will listen to her and try and show her the right way.
Finding out I was having twins was a shocker. And leading up to having them, it was always, oh my God, everything has to be perfect. What am I going to do? You've had babies before, let alone twins, and you had all these lists and you had all these books and all these things that you're going to do. And when they came, it's just dive in and get busy. Speaking of the village, I've had tremendous help from my mother, who has literally sacrificed her life
Wow.
for me.
It's stories like you have.
She absolutely has.
So I have to give back to
You ready for
her.
that?
Yeah.
Are you ready to
And that's the interesting thing, because when I look at what even my parents have done for me, I don't know. I mean, I want to say that I'll do that for my children when the time comes, but I don't know.
You have amazing parents, Michelle.
They're phenomenal.
My journey started late in life. I had them when I was 40. You figure things out very quickly when you have twins, in terms of what works. And I tell you, I have friends who are like, don't put your baby in the bed. You can't do that because I'm going to stay in the bed. I'm like, listen, when you have a nursery and there are 2 cribs in there, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, one
Even when you
start
don't have
ball,
a nursery.
Exactly.
Girl, if it works, it works.
It works, it works. And
It works.
no judgment. And I
No
think
judgment,
looking back,
no rules.
there was listening to people and you're like, you can't just put your baby in the crib and leave the baby because you don't know. So you have this little judgment in the back of your head.
Yeah.
That done. That gone through the
I
door.
think for me, I think that's the most important part of motherhood.
Right.
No judgment.
No judgment.
Say for me, like an old age, new age mom, then you realize that there are no rules. Yeah, whatever, we're mature. But I mean, you realize there are no rules.
No rules.
And you're just making, this is your journey, and you're just creating it.
Yeah.
You're just, so you kind of try to not be bound by what society says and who says and who knows, because who has how many kids, and all that just goes through the window. Like,
And you
seriously,
do
like
have
what
to
works for me,
know.
works for me.
And as my pediatrician would say, don't depend on Dr. Google and don't depend on everybody has something to say. Breastfeeding. What do you mean by you're not breastfeeding? I'm like, you ever breastfeed to a baby yet?
I loved it. I still
Not when
love
the
it.
child is
Be
in
quiet.
university.
Stop it. The
No.
child was not in university. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes,
I
breastfeed
to 2 years.
I never breastfed at all.
She asked for
You never
me
breastfed
to try
I
her
asked-
milk.
I could not wrap my mind
Around it.
around
And it's
it.
okay. There are some
That's
people
it, Melly.
who just
It's
don't
okay.
connect that way.
My
And
child
I
is
have
okay.
friends who
What works for you just does not
bless
work
you.
for
I think
me.
what people have to understand about this journey is that we just don't come as super moms who read the manual and who want to do this thing. We come as flawed individuals with our own issues with life. And those issues with life will dictate how we view certain things. If I'm to be absolutely honest and open, when I had my daughter at that age, a part of my immaturity was that I saw myself as needing to continue my relationship with the man who impregnated me. So in my view, if I have breast a draw down
Now go on.
with baby and breast over yassa with baby, and I knew the beast.
So it was your image.
So my image
your
was
image.
critical to
It's
me.
your image.
Yeah, I wanted breasts to stay where they belonged.
Up here, up on the
Way up into my throat. And things to stay with the way they're supposed to stay.
Well, I breastfed for 2 years because I think my one would get so bigger. And it's still there, cannot go nowhere.
But it's
But-
interesting that
Yeah.
you juxtapose the sexuality and motherhood as if they
Exactly.
can't coexist.
No, because you see, you see,
they can't
you see,
As if they can't
as
coexist.
I know what I said.
Yeah.
At that stage in my life,
Yeah.
in my view, my sexuality to me was so important.
And we love that about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. But as women, more so now, back then in our youth, we would have seen, well, for me anyway, I can only speak for myself, we saw it as the way to maintain the status quo. I saw it as a way to maintain that status quo, to maintain my prowess, to maintain what I could do. You know what I mean? And so stretching out my breast was just not in the deal. No, it wasn't happening. There's nothing. And then I went to a doctor who said he and his sister never get no breast milk and they're doctors. So moving right along.
Anything you want to say about that, Doc?
Kamara, let me interject. Her daughter's now a doctor.
Thank you.
She's Dr.
So-
Catherine Carr.
All right.
Dr. Catherine
So I
Carr.
am mother to Dr. Catherine Carr.
Did she know she was not breastfeeding?
Of course she knew. She said, Mommy, you didn't love me. You didn't want to breastfeed me. Of course I love you, child, but Mommy loves she too.
That's beautiful.
I remember when I got pregnant. Yes, one young, in my mother's eyes, disappointed because I wasn't married at the time. And in her mind, she said, she expressed to me that you're ready to mash up your relationship, your pregnancy. In her mind, no, you know, how does this man see you? You're no longer the mother, and the sexy woman, whatever. No, you are the mother.
So there's
You
a
know.
difference. You can't be sexy and be a mother.
Yeah, in her eyes.
But
Yes.
it still exists though.
My journey into motherhood, it was a very fearful experience. Growing up, I didn't grow with a mom. I grew up with my dad, so I didn't have a reference point to, I think most of you grew up with a mother. I didn't have that at all. It was only daddy from day one to this day.
My father, I wish him happy Mother's Day. Because
There
that's
are many
the one
fathers who
who used
mother.
to give me
mothers, yeah.
the doodle-plats, the talk, the hugs, the kisses, the nurturing. It was all daddy. I know no mother except my father, who's my mother. He
Your
did
dad
not-
who mothered
my dad who mothered me. That's, you know.
That's so right, Melody. Your godmothers, your aunts.
Grandmothers. A lot of grandmothers who take care of kids.
Mother is such a huge term. It's not just giving birth to a child, absolutely not. It's really giving of yourself to raising and lifting up somebody else. Really and truly, I think this has just been an incredible experience, just kind of learning from each other, from 1.5-year-old children to 44-year-old children. This is a gamut. We've run the gamut of parenting and beyond, and I think this is just such a wealth of information. Happy Mother's Day, guys. For me and for a product that B3 Parenting puts out, it really has a lot to do with the partners who support us. And I really wanted to say thank you tonight to Black Opal, who, you know, just gave us this incredible beat and made us all look beautiful and feel beautiful. I want to say thank you to Bio Oil. I also want to say thank you to Vanessa's Hair Salon, to Drysol, who, I mean, really and truly, it's all about not sweating the small stuff in life and really just taking everything in stride and learning to take things as they come and working with it. That's what parenting is all about. That's what life is all about. Thank you so much to everyone who has really come on board to help make this Mother's Day something a little bit more meaningful to all of us today. The camaraderie of friends and family, and also clearly food and wine. So thank you so much to Majestic. Thank you, Taco, for always taking my call and not ignoring my WhatsApp messages, and to Select Brands. Thank you to Tanya and to Deborah for really always just saying yes and believing in what we believe in, which is really just the family. And at the end of the day, none of this would be as amazing as it is without our fabulous clothes. So thank you to Flirt Boutique, Andre Ratigan from Commercial Concepts, and to Tyrone Wilson and the team from eMedia Interactive. You guys are phenomenal. You have never ever failed to answer the call when I have shouted out to you to come on board with my crazy ideas. I really just love you guys and thank you guys. You are phenomenal in the quality work that you put out. There's absolutely no question as to how first world you are. And Brandon Ferguson, I have to end with you. I mean, Brandon takes my ideas, puts them on steroid, and it's just amazing. Thank you so much to everyone. Happy Mother's Day.